Capricorn Sun Sign. So Capricorn, this is December 22nd through January 19th. These are the goats. Now, when you think of Capricorn, I want you to think of an earthy individual. What does that mean? So when you're earthy, that means the earth is something you can see. You touch it, taste it, throw it, make something out of it. That's earth. It's here, practical. It's in the sensory reality that we experience here in this three-dimensional world, this three-dimensional space. Capricorn is like the king of this place. This is a sign ruled by Saturn. Saturn traditionally is Kronos, the god of time. Kronos also is the father who eats his children because, as you know, the mother births us and introduces us to this mortal world. Thanks, Mom. And then that also means she kills us through introducing us to our father, Saturn, Kronos, right? Who is going to eventually eat us. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Yum. Okay. So Capricorn and Capricorn types are serious folks, practical folks. Even if you've got a fun Capricorn, there's a quality to them that realizes the realities of life. This is why with business, they're good at creating a plan, working a plan, planning your work, working your plan. Okay, that's Capricorn. They're practical. They're here. They realize the vicissitudes of life and they're willing to plan accordingly. Now, with love and romance, when you've got a sun sign that has to do with, practicality, it's kind of not that sentimental. It's cold, detached energy. Capricorn is a colder, more detached energy. It is one that is focused on business. It's all business. All right. So you're going to look at the rest of this chart, unless you're also a Capricorn. And remember, your sun sign is how you sort of operate your life. All right. So you could have someone who's quite emotional and sweet and loving, but they're Capricorn sun, but they've got for example, I've got a client, Capricorn sun. He has a Cancer moon, great businessman, fantastic at setting it all up and making money and making it work, but his heart is really soft and sweet. He's very tender and loving to the people that are close to him, and so your sun sign is how you outwardly operate and express your ego. So in a love relationship, Capricorns are the types, because they're earth, they're here to build something. They are not interested in dating just to kind of screw around. You'd have to have a lot of air signs or air energy or Uranian energy on that sun or moon to make this person who's really flighty. For the most part, Capricorn, they're wanting to build something. So in relationship, they're quite traditional. Their ultimate end game is they want a partnership, and they want it with someone who is excellent. They have a high standard. They are looking for, if you look at the birth chart, when you look at the Zodiac, how it naturally falls on the wheel, you've got Capricorn at the very top, that 10th house. That's the Capricorn house in Western astrology, in the 10th house. It's different in Vedic. It's shaped differently, but anyway. So 10th house there at the top, and this is a cardinal house. This is the house that has to do with how we appear in the world around us. So status is a thing that's important to Capricorns, even if you've got a pretty, it depends on their other obviously things on their other planets, where the other planets are placed, but they'll be interested in status, whether it's nice clothing or a nice home or a job that's important, or they're seen as important, or doing something that's serious work. There's a discernment and a defining quality to Capricorn that they will apply to how they approach life. High function Capricorns, you've got someone who is focused, driven, there's an ambition there, there's a loyalty to Capricorn. 10th house is an earth sign. There's a nature where it likes to, it'll be pickier though about the friends that they'll let in many times. If you've got someone who's pure Capricorn, remember this is pure Capricorn. And it can be within female Capricorn, sometimes you can see like a bitchiness or like that's not good enough for me kind of a thing, which is great. I love it. Be picky. There's pickiness. There's a pickiness to Capricorn men as well, actually. They have an idea of what they're looking for, and they're not going to waste their time going down roads that are inefficient and impractical. That doesn't make any sense to them. So they desire intimacy as well with a partner, because they're so much of Capricorn is in this sort of serious, sometimes cynical place. A partner who has a sweetness, who is very real and practical and here and grounded, but sweet, really appeals to a Capricorn, especially Capricorn. It's like goes in both directions. But they're traditional and conservative, and so Capricorn male many times will like a female that is feminine, and Capricorn's quite masculine energy. It's like the general, it's the goat, but I think of it as the general, someone in charge, they've got a mission, they've got a crystallized plan in their head, and they're bringing it from their brain out into the world around us. And so they naturally makes them good leaders. Many times they're good at following rules or being the bureaucracy that creates the rules. And this can even be like a mom, a stay-at-home mom. She would be quite have her idea of how things should be run in the home, and be kind of systematized and organized with the way that she would run her home. That would be Capricorn. They're also solid and grounded. There's a grounded practicality. Again, it's that earthy dutifulness comes with Capricorn as well. With a low function Capricorn, you've got someone who can be a little picky. There is a discernment there, and there's an understanding of quality, whether it's a quality of a human being, quality of a product, quality of the way a business is being structured and run. They can see when something does not meet their standards of what it should be meeting. Okay, so they're the rule makers many times. They're the ones that have a hard time then when other people are breaking the rules. They can be judgmental of others, and also if you've got a really conservative Capricorn, so we're saying like a pure Capricorn, they can be annoyed with iconoclasts, so with people who kind of go against the grain of what the status quo has suggested you should be doing. They don't like that. They can be cold and a little bit distant, and sometimes place practicality or the system or the mechanics to how you're going to make something happen, the plan, over the emotions of the people that are involved in the plan, or the mechanizations of the organization, or this kind of thing. They can be a little bureaucratic, and you can apply that in a relationship as well. But at the same time, they also show up. They're showing up, so they want you to show up as well. So sometimes you have to follow the plan and the system so that everyone shows up the way they're supposed to, if that makes sense. They can be workaholics. They can sometimes place work over pleasure. They can be, and that can make them be stick in the mud sometimes. They can be a little, boring if you had a pure Capricorn. This is me. I have a fire moon, so what do I know? But they can be a little, just serious. They can be serious. And they can also sometimes struggle with emotional expression. Look at the moon. That's very important, especially Capricorn moon, or someone whose moon making aspect to Saturn or is in the 10th house. They will have emotional control issues where they want to control their emotions. When emotions come out, they want to restrict it. They want to put rules on it and keep it in check, put reins on it. That can happen a little bit with Capricorn Sun, but that's more just how they sort of live their life. They'll be structured in the way that they live their life. Capricorn in love. So you got this personality type that has a seriousness to them. And the way they approach things is with a sort of seriousness, like I can get this done. I can make this happen, make this work. And in love, they do the same thing. In business and in other parts of their life, they're able to get shit done. So in their relationship, they think they should also be able to get shit done, and they should make it work. So sometimes if you have a Capricorn who's in an unrequited love situation, that's going to be really frustrating, because usually they can get things to work the way that they want them to work. So, but when they're in a relationship where everything's good, you've got a partner or you are the partner, the Capricorn, who wants foundation, who wants to build something together. They want a serious long-term commitment. They want to know that there's reliability there on both ends. Ultimately, Capricorn in that 10th house is opposite the 4th house, moon, Cancer, 4th house, which is the home. They would not have purpose without the 4th house. So a Capricorn ultimately needs home. They need their partner. They need to know that all the work they're doing is feeding this place, ultimately, the mother, the home, the family, because that's ultimately where they're going to get their safety and security from. You see, it's like a loop. These two need one another. So if you have someone who is single, who's got strong Capricorn in their chart, or strong 10th house placements in their chart, and they don't have a partner, they don't have a grounded sense of home, you'll have an individual who's all work and perhaps no play, and they focus all their energy on work, and ultimately it's going to lead to a life of probably not feeling totally fulfilled, because their purpose to be seen and to create status will never really truly be witnessed by anyone who is intimately involved with them. So that's a side note. But Capricorns in love, they need to feel like they've got that partnership, they've got that home and that soft place. And as romantic partners, they're dependable and lovable, or loving. They take care of they take it seriously. They take their relationship seriously. So they are good partners. Capricorn's expectations in love. They expect loyalty, and they expect fidelity, loyalty, a certain sort of respect. Capricorn men want to take care of the people they love because that's what they know how to do. So many times they are, it's quite traditional where they have a wife or a girlfriend or someone that they care for, they financially take care of. Capricorn females, on the flip, many times you'll see them being attracted to men who are powerful, or they themselves will be career women. You got to look at the whole chart, of course, but if you've got a 10th house sun, no matter what the sign, it could be Pisces. This is a female who needs to be doing something ambitious with her career and may have a hard time sometimes finding home. And it's the same thing with a Capricorn woman. She may look for home in places where she's not truly in love. This can be a placement, Capricorn females, especially if you've got a 10th house Capricorn sun, there's a desire for status, for being important in life. And so they'll do that with the partner sometimes, or through their career, which becomes their partner. They become married to their career. I see that a lot in 10th house sun placements. But also Capricorn in love, they're very affectionate and they're lusty. This is the horny goat, this is a lusty, earthy sign. And as far as Capricorn Venus and Capricorn Mars, these are people who have some staying power to their sexuality. They're earthy and sensual and in the body and kinky, but in a really earthy, down dirty kind of a way, because it's earth. And they'll be the types too in love where they want to impress their partner. They want to do it right. They're really worried about that. If they want to do it the best of, it's Capricorn. They're the best lover you've ever had. So they'll have to prove that to you. Capricorn's biggest secret fear would be they're afraid of failing and as seen as such. So Capricorns are afraid of being seen as big losers, They're not here to be losers. They're here to be successful and to be of high status, however that may play out, depending on, again, moon and Venus placement and where that sun is placed. Whatever it is that they do, they're going to do it with a certain level of excellence, or at least they'll feel most happy when they're operating from a place of excellence and doing it the right way. Remember, status quo is also important, looking to the past, how things were done in the past, and doing it the same or better, not necessarily changing the way it's been done, but just improving upon the way it's been done. That's Capricorn. And they'll feel if they're unable to meet that, they'll feel a sense of failure, and that for them is a big fear, to be seen as someone who needs charity or somebody who is this little person who merits pity. That's a bad place for Capricorn. They don't want to be there. So admire Capricorn, see them for all their strengths, build them up, and you will be well on your road to happiness. If you're interested, if you really want to find out about the compatibility between you and your partner, you need to have an astrology reading done with an astrologer. The computerized reports are really cool, and you can order some great ones on astro.com. They're great for giving you an initial sort of step into the compatibility between two people and learning about synastry, but there is nothing like an astrologer going over your charts, because we look at first the individuals and we look at the synastry together, the chemistry between the two people, which is very complex. I mean, we're looking at hundreds of thousands of possible, really there's probably millions of possibilities when we look at the synastry between two people. But we are focusing it on, these areas that are important and relative to romance and romantic compatibility, which a computer can't do. A computer's just databases of, aspects between two people, right? An astrologer takes these aspects, the zodiac signs they're in, the houses that they're in, sees all these patterns, this inner working, this mechanization of these two charts together, these two humans, these two blueprints, how they lock and key fit. And the astrologer is able to make some deductions that are much more enlightening than what you would see from a computerized report. So computerized reports are great. They're a good place to start, but most of them cost like $40-50. You can get a reading with an astrologer. It takes 90 minutes where you can record it and listen to it over and over again. $189 is what I charge for my relationship readings. If you're interested in that, give me an inbox. You can go to my website. You can actually book an appointment right on my website yourself, get it all taken care of without even having to message me first. I've got my schedule up there. So very easy and a lot of fun. You do it via Skype or telephone or in person if you're here in Utah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you, and share with your friends. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. I've tried to get stuff up regularly because it's my passion to share astrology with as many people as possible. So thank you so much, and see you soon.